Okay, so what I had a dilemma here. If you look, the pattern wants to stop right here. Okay, so I didn't think I could figure out this angle. Okay, that we have right there. So, but what I did was because this piece is so small. Zoom in a little bit.
I am.
Okay, you can see this piece is so small. I didn't think it would be possible because it doesn't go all the way to this point. So now how do you figure out this angle right here? Well, it was as simple as using the angle finder. What I did was I put this on perfectly level, and then I found out this angle, and it came out to be 25. Well, obviously this angle and this angle is a 45 or 90, and the cut was just a 45. So I drew a line, put the level on there, and I drew a line between both pieces, and I came up with 1.5 inches. So I measured 1.5 inches on this piece, cut this piece at a 25, cut this side at a 45, and I put it in there perfectly level, and then I simply took and measured from this point to that point, and then this point to that point. And to my surprise, as you can see, that is how you do that. And I can clean that up. It's sitting high because the wall's a little imperfect because I already messed it up once or twice. But as you can see now, the pattern will match. It's supposed to stop there. I had it coming like that. But that's how you do that, right?
Good.
Right, this is how I did it. I have to do it to this one too. And as you notice, if you zoom in, you can see this is our line here, okay? That's perfectly level, right? And what I did is I went past that point. I wasn't happy with it. And again, I didn't think that it was possible to make that small of a cut. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this is perfectly level. And it is right there. So I am going to mark right here, like so. Actually, we'll get it back on there. Perfectly level, I'm gonna mark it this way. And then I am going to disassemble this. Now, if anybody, you guys follow my channel, you'll know that everything I put up, I glue. Well, this was installed yesterday, and of course it's glued. And so the process is going to be, I'm gonna have to come in here and score all of this in order for this to come off. And I'm gonna reuse these two pieces. I did that with this one here. I mean, I'm also using pin nails, so you know, if you zoom in, you can see how small the nails are. Can't even really see them. This piece is gonna be just fine when I reinstall it, because otherwise I gotta figure out this miter again. And I'll be able to mark. We got a little dog in here right now, check it out. Walking around with his little toy.
Are you playing with your toy, Bree?
No, this is YouTube, bro. All right, so then I'm gonna take my feed level, probably can't see, and I'm going to mark on both pieces where it falls out level, and it's right there. So I'm gonna give it a little mark. Like so. And that's our mark right there. So now that's where we need that to be. So I'm gonna take these off, I'm gonna run my level through, and we'll cut the tape right here and start it back up in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so now you can see I got the two pieces off. I'm gonna set my level back in place. I'm gonna get it level where it needs to be, and we're right there. So I'm gonna run my level through it. Okay, as I showed in the beginning, that you can tell that that's gonna be a 90-degree angle right there. Now, this is obviously not gonna be a 90-degree, and this 69 represents what this miter was. Now, I'll do another video on how to cut such radical miters, because as you know, your chop box only goes from to a 45 on, or like a 47 on one side and then a 50 on another. So how do you cut a 69? And as you can see, it can be done. If you look up over here, this one was a 65. But anyway, so now I'm gonna figure out this angle. I'm going to take my trusty angle finder. Love these, by the way, and they're in the description, a link to my Amazon store. And you can buy these, they're really cheap. They're only about $11. And what you do is, we know that this is level. See, we're working off of something level. That's what's really important. So we're gonna line that up to where I'm right on that level perfectly. And then I'm gonna move this up to where the angle's at. And as you can see, I'm right on it. Okay, so we fire out what was perfectly level, and there's our angle. You can see. So now I'm gonna go to the miter cut portion. If you look, this is, one side says single cut, one side says miter cut. And then I'm going to look, and I don't know if you can zoom in on it. Right there, that's a 24-degree angle. So we're gonna change this 69 to a 24. This one's gonna be a 45-degree cut. This one's gonna be a 24. All right, so now what I do is I take my tape measure, and I'm gonna burn a couple inches, because it's hard to put the end of the tape there and then get something accurate. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off on 2. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, I've got 2 inches marked right at it, and I'll be darned if you look, it's exactly an inch. So that's 1 inch. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to take a piece of the molding, and I am going to first cut a 24. Wherever it falls off, it falls off. And then I'm gonna cut a 45 that's an inch away. I'll put that piece in, and if you stick around a few minutes, I'll show you how I put it together. Okay, there's our piece. It's exactly an inch from here to here. This is a 24-degree angle, and this is a 45. So what I'm gonna do is, nailing this is gonna be a trick. Yes, I use Ryobi. This gun is amazing. It's a 23 gauge pin nailer. I gotta tell you, yeah, it's a Ryobi. I get it, but it works really well. And your better guns don't have good 23 gauge nails. Like, I think it's Milwaukee. They've got a stapler. They don't have a pin nailer. So anyway, we're gonna put this piece in. I'm gonna line it up where it needs to go. We are gonna attempt to put a nail in that. Just like that. This is another advantage to using the pin nailer. Again, I mean, it shoots really tiny nails. So it's not, you know, when you shoot a brad, it's got more of a punch. And as you can see, it's just so tiny. And when you shoot a larger nail, it's got more of a punch. And it's more apt to split your wood or move it. You know what I mean? So you've got the piece in place and you're taking a larger nail and you hit it with a nail, all of a sudden, boom, it moved it. Well, with these pin nails, as you can see, this is a classic example of why they're perfect for this application. Why would we want big nails in here? I mean, what's it doing? And then once I glue it, where's it gonna go? Why would you need, an 18 gauge nail? You just don't. But anyway, okay, so now we've got this piece in, and what I'm gonna do is, we know that's a 24-degree angle, we know that this is a 45, so I'm gonna burn an inch. I'm gonna burn a couple actually. So I'm gonna start at 2 inches, and I'm gonna come up to here, and I come up with 23 3/16, so we know that is 21 3/16. So I'm just gonna write that down, 21 3. Okay, so then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Burn 2 inches. Oh, that piece wants to move. Do it like so. Oh. I'm going to put another nail in that. All right, now it doesn't want to move. Come in at 2. Come over here, and I got 20 and a half. So we know that's 18 and a half. And I'll go get those cut, and I'll be right back. I've got my pieces cut. If you remember, this was 21 inches and 3/16. The cut was a 24-degree angle. And here's our piece. Set that in place. And just as expected, it felt really good. Now, if you notice, the original angle is coming into play. So I cut this to go all the way out here. It was a 69-degree angle, and that's that 69 right there. In another video, like I said earlier, I'll show you how to make these radical cuts. Anyway, I'm gonna get this nailed. Put one in here, and then we'll get a couple in down here. Good. Well, here's the bottom piece, and I'm going to put it in there. If you remember correctly, this was a 45-degree angle, and this angle that you see right there, that's that original 69 degree angle, and you can see how both of them come into play, and that's what we're going to end up with. And I'll get a couple nails in it. And there you have it. Okay, so there's no such thing as a impossible miter. That piece right there was only 1 inch long, and as you saw earlier, it was so small. But in order to make this pattern work with this level line here, that's what we had to do. And it's the small things like this that are going to make this entire project, come together and be perfect. So, I'm Tony with MichiganCrownMolding.com's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.